Okay, hey guys. So this video was requested to us, and this is basically like coming out of the closet, like tips and advice. Um, if you have already come out, you might want to watch this with your parents because at the end of this video, we're gonna have a segment where I talk about like how your parents should kind of view it and just kind of like ease the situation because this is a very intense thing, and it's tough, but it shouldn't have to be. So. Here we go.
All right. Well, Jenna wrote in her stylishly cool zebra notebook some tips, and I will read some of them to you. So, she wrote out an outline for the tips, and the first tip is to have an outline for your coming out. So, whether it's just mentally or maybe if you have to read it, like you're one of those people that, needs a list to have it, like, in your mind. um, what exactly you're gonna say, how you're gonna say it, at what time you're gonna say it, because the time of day may not seem that important, but who knows, maybe I don't know, your parents come home at like everyone gets together at dinner time, and that's when like the family connects, and that may be the best time instead of saying it to one parent before the other parent comes home, because then that's just it might just get awkward because then the parent who's home is going to tell the other parent and it may not come out the way you'd like it to come out. So um so yeah, timing and structure are important. Um and number two, bring a support crew. It's important to have someone who understands, what you're going through, a best friend, or maybe a friend who's done it themselves to help you out. Let's see, maybe I don't know, a family member, someone who understands. And for the third tip,
Okay. Have a backup place to stay just in case of anything. Like, I know that seems extreme, but some households are more, I guess, conservative than others, and it might take some parents more time to adjust to the news that you've just given them than others. I guess it's just like I think these tips are not just for coming out, like being gay, like it's also like maybe you're trying to fess up to your parents that you're pregnant or that you're sexually active or
or
whatever.
you're missing a kidney,
Yeah, like something like that.
major.
Like, I guess those are it's kind of like you should always be mentally prepared and have like a little speech ready. Always bring support system, and then having a backup place to stay is definitely crucial because some parents might say, or they might kick you out, or maybe the situation might be so tense that you might not want to spend the night there because your comfort in the matter is important, and like your happiness especially. So just always know that maybe the people that you're bringing as your support system could definitely act as like your backup place to say, it's good to always have an adult that kind of understands your situation. So then tips for the parents. Okay. Um, I would say that you, you know, you guys raised your kid. You have been there through all their accomplishments. You've seen them do well in school, excel in extracurriculars, all these different type of things. You've been there and you've been proud of them. Um, their success should still make you proud, and it should be irrelevant to their sexual orientation. Like, if you have a son who went through school getting very good grades, was in, advanced placement programs, and was, always doing well, and was a hard worker and excelled in his many talents, goes on to college, goes on to med school, becomes a doctor, you're going to be really proud of him, right? He did good for himself. But if he's gay, you should still be equally as proud because it doesn't matter who he loves. The point is, he's capable of being in love with someone,
And he's happy,
and yeah, and he's
or she's
happy.
happy.
Yeah, whoever, whether they're gay,
He,
lesbian, bi,
she,
whatever,
whatever.
whatever. It shouldn't matter. Like, they're still successful, and at the end of the day, like, that should be your biggest thing. And like, Also, parents, like, your support is so crucial in your kid's life. Like, if you're not there for them, who's gonna be? You know, like, if they can't come to you, who are they going to come to? You want to have an open and healthy relationship with your children, and you want to be able to communicate with them. So, you being supportive is very important. And I know there's a lot of parents that think that they can, like, change their gay children or want them to be different, but you didn't see anything wrong in your child before. There was nothing that you wanted to change about them. You're happy with them. This shouldn't change that. Like, it's still your kid. So don't say things like that to them, because think of how hurtful that is. Like, imagine if your kid said to you, I want to change you, or I think I can change you. Like,
It wouldn't be that great.
you wouldn't like that. Like, I mean, think about what you say. Like, it hurts your kid's feelings. That's like if my mom were to say to me, like, oh, I don't like your boyfriend. I want to change you because I wish you didn't like people like that. Or, something that's just like, well, like, it's who I love. And then I would even argue that being gay is something more innate than that, cuz sometimes kids don't know what's right for them as far as that goes, but like, my mom doesn't tell me you're straight, I wish you were a lesbian, like, let me try and change you to be like that. Like, you don't say that to your gay kid. It's really the same concept. Now, if they're dating somebody who's bad and destructive for their health, like that, by all means, step in and express your opinion. But if the person is not harmful in any way, then, like, really, you have no right to say anything. I mean, I don't want to tell people how to raise their kids, but it's true. I mean, basically, I mean, watch this with your kids, or, kids that are coming out. Watch this with your parents, and look at each other, and think of how, parents, you gave this person that you're looking at, you gave them life. You brought them into this world, and you're supposed to love them unconditionally, because you're really
Definitely.
the only people that can do that. Like, you're really the only person who is going to love them unconditionally, because relationships, those will come and go, okay? And even them, as unconditionally as you may love somebody, if they're not treating you right, or if something's not working out, you're going to walk away from it. But parents, you guys are the only people that can give them that can put up with anything and still be there, that they always know that they can go to. And you want to be that, because when you signed up for this job, you knew that that's what you were committing to. You knew that's what you were getting out of being a parent, and you're supposed to give them love no matter what. And, you know, think of everything that your child has accomplished. Look at how far they've come. And I mean, maybe your child is not one of the lucky ones. Maybe your kid is, like, in a really rough spot. Maybe he's bullied at school. All those bruises that your kid would come home with, well, and now you know why, because he's told you. I mean, does that make his does it make the bullying any less, like, does it give it more validity just because you don't agree with it? Like, it shouldn't. You still need to be on your kid's side. I don't know if that makes sense. That whole thing, like, not now that you know what any issue might be, that thing that seems so off to you for so many years, why they never had girlfriends or boyfriends, like, and now you know, well, like, you know, you need to be there and understand, and be the person to talk to them. And honestly, the world is tough enough as it is. Like, life is hard. Do you really think that your kid woke up one day and said, I want to make things more difficult for myself? I want to be less accepted, and I want to be treated as a second class citizen. I'm gonna be gay. Just, in spite of my parents, and to make my life hell. Like, do you really think they said that? Like, it's who they are, it's how they were born. There's nothing you can do about it except help and be there, and at least make home a place of acceptance and equality.
And if I may chime in, it's really sad that we have to come up with that, like, they're second class citizens. They shouldn't be. This should be something that is as normal as a heterosexual couple. Just because, and forgive me if I'm getting into religion, but I mean, you're not in the relationship, and I'm not necessarily referring to your child, but I mean like any couple in the street, and maybe you say, oh, that's not right. Well, why is it? Do you know anything about the couple? Maybe they're perfectly happy. Maybe they've adopted a child, and I'm referring to a gay couple. Maybe they adopted a child. Maybe the child was better off than, and this is actually getting really specific, but I'm saying my point is, unless you know them, and maybe they're actually you know extremely horrible parents, but that has nothing to do with their sexual orientation. It's with their personality, just like everywhere else. I mean, it's very easy to confuse apples and oranges when it comes to sex, and then the personality of the person. But I mean, don't. It's still your child. Don't think because they like guys or they like girls, doesn't mean they're gonna love you any less. It's your child. They love you. They want your support. If you don't, you're not holding their hand at the end of them telling you that, they're gonna feel isolated, and then they're gonna feel distant, and then you're gonna be, why is my child distant? It's after he came out. It's after he changed. No, he was always who he or she was, but they don't see this. They don't see the openness, the open hands, wanting their babies to come and feed from their hands. It's closed. Of course, they're not going to want to go toward barbed wire because they're scared. You, I mean, it takes. I know it's like hard for the parents, but the parents should take initiative, and after their child tells them that, or whatever it is the child tells them, to still be the same, loving, supportive, and even at the end, if you don't agree with it, accept it.
They're your kids.
I mean, it's like politics.
Most of the time, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to watch time. It's like politics. Maybe you don't agree on the same politics. A man and a wife, but you still love each other. Same person.
So basically, be nice, be accepting, be prepared when you come out, be brave, and just love each other. Your family. You are stuck with each other for the rest of your life. So that's pretty much it. Hope this helps people out there. Okay.
All
God
right.
bless.
Take care.